your data, see your job is what it made me. Shit be freaking bravery, see it's mine is slavery. 9 to 5, grind and strive. It pay me less, it pay my bills at minimal, but see it pay me stress. Doing this and doing that, and turn around and scold you true. How I did it wrong when I.
So last week had a bit of an issue. Loved this camera to bits. We took it to Heathrow and I did a bit of vlogging. And sadly, coffee got spilt on the camera. It lasted about 10-20 minutes with no issues, and then I realised that there was coffee behind the flip out screen and it got into the camera, so we had to take it to get fixed. So sadly I was without a camera for a week and a bit, but also annoyingly we were in the middle of a shoot, and the problem with that is that I didn't have a high-end camera to use at the time, and I decided that well, the only thing I had at the time was the GoPro Hero 7, and it's just not the quality that I wanted for a piece that we were putting onto YouTube and things. So I decided, actually I need a little backup camera that would go nicely with this to help me out if anything like this happens. I could have got another A7iii body, but there's only one of me and I don't want to be carrying around loads of gear, so I wanted something small just for emergencies that I could carry around. So I went into a London Camera Exchange and talked to them about it, and I was looking at the RX100 VI, and they told me that actually the RX100 VII was coming out. So I ordered it, and so far it's a really cool camera, and I've actually got it on right now with the video micro plugged in, because it now has an audio jack, and yeah, I thought I'd test this camera out and see how it looks, and maybe start doing some vlogging, because I think doing vlogging is something really cool, and I'm a bit of an introvert, so I'm trying to help with my video editing and things like that. So I thought, hey, I'm going to Cheltenham office tomorrow, let's see how it works in the real world, so let's go do that.
And that's better than Mike Jack with the White Sox. I'm steady slaving for days, just give me one shot. Slaving all day, slaving all night. We work slow days and we work slow nights. Slaving all day, slaving all night. We work slow days.
Okay, so the first vlog, just had to get my morning coffee to Cheltenham. And yeah, this is what it should look like with the eye face detection and the Rode video mic. The wireless one plugged in, I can't remember what it's called, I'll link to it at the bottom. But yeah, so far it's quite a nice little thing. Decent sunlight. So obviously looking at the footage, it's nowhere near as stable as the GoPro by the looks of it, but it should be a lot better quality than what I've dealt with before. So yeah, a lot nicer to view, hopefully. So off the bat, I'm finding this camera quite easy to use. I think that's mainly because I have the A7iii, so all the menu system's the same, which is really, really cool. I like that about the camera, it's one of the main reasons I bought it. Whereas with the GoPro, you're stuck at one length and that's it, whereas with this you've got the 200mm focal range. Now, the sky seems blown out in a lot of these things, and I think that's due to the fact that it only goes to f11. So I've looked at a couple of ND filter options, because this one doesn't have NDs built in. Yeah, because as you can see there, the light comes in and it's quite harsh on the, and I'm trying to shoot this at 50 frames a second, because obviously that's the golden ratio for this. I'm also currently shooting in steady shot mode, so it should be a lot smoother. Not anywhere near as smooth as the GoPro, like I said earlier, but smoother than the old one, because this is actually filming in 4K. I'm not going to be doing everything filming in 4K, because I want to be shooting at 120 frames a second, which you can only do in 1080p. And this is what the audio sounds without the little video micro plugged in. This is just the internals. A little bit of background noise, but nothing too bad. It's quite quiet where we are. We're just on a nice little walk from the train station, so everything looks lovely.
And that's better than Mike Jack with the White Sox. I'm steady slaving for days, just give me one shot. Slaving all day, slaving all night. We work slow days and we work slow nights. Slaving all day, slaving all night. We work slow days and we work slow nights. Slaving all day, slaving all night. We work slow days and we work slow nights. Slaving all day, slaving all night. We work slow days.
Okay, so taking a look at the footage on my iPad here, I think it's actually really decent for the little size that the camera is. I think it's got quite a sharp image. The face, auto face detection seems to be bang on, but I think one shot where it was a little bit off. And that's probably user error more than anything, because obviously I've not used a camera this small before. I've not used any of the RX100s before. So there's debate on the creating the shallow depth of field of bokeh, because the lens on this little one is only starting at 2.8 at 24, so whereas the RX100 Mark V is a 1.8 lens, so it's a lot faster. So you can create nicer blurry backgrounds with that for vlogging. But for me and for my everyday use, I think it's absolutely fine. I think you can probably be creative with it and get a bit of shallow background if you use it in certain ways. Maybe extend the zoom out a little bit and have it further away from you. But I think it's a great little camera, really pocketable. Going to be using this a lot more than my A7 III, because I'm going to take it to the office every single day, even when I'm not shooting, just in case someone needs photos taken, or it's a couple of cool shots that I can see around. So yeah, really happy with it. I bought a couple of things for it as well, which I'll go over in another video, such as the to try and find a way in which to create the use of ND filters on this thing, as well as obviously having something to carry it in, and to protect the back screen, because the screen's always on display just like the A7 III and not like my Panasonic GX8. So hope you enjoyed the video. This is hopefully going to be a new series and a new channel that I'm setting up here. Really enjoyed doing this today, so yeah, like and subscribe, and catch you on the next one. Peace.